It was always meant to be this way. And it was even written in a book over 100 years ago. See, it always needed a people, a nation that also believed in a human sacrificing. And in America, it's always been that one. It's always held its lynchings as sacred tools of sacrifice for the land. And then along came Trump. Trump was always going to be the guy. They chose Trump, not they, as far as Peter Thiel and Elon Musk. No, not they, them, but they, other, bigger. They that go back thousands of years ago, those of ancient times, those that practice Baal, those that would be in the desert, that would wander for 40 years instead of for 2 weeks. Those that would create a religion that would go into something called a temple, and later on it would need someone to bring back the temple. And so they were going to always use it in America. It was always going to be. It was always going to be his choice. It was always going to be him, the one that brings everyone together. Even his newspaper was the first to announce that Donald Trump was running for presidency. Who? His son-in-law, Jared Kushner. Where in know your position, know your role, be careful, because if you say too much, if you know too much, if you inform too much, you could come up missing or brutally gunned down in open public. Building of 666. Yes, in New York. And it was always going to be him. He was always going to sit there a second time. Even though Kamala was the most qualified person, she would have never gotten it. It was always going to be him. Fox was always going to help. The evangelicals of the Christian church was always going to make him the anointed one. Convince the rest of America that's against the LGBTQ, that is against anything that's Democrat. It was going to allow them to bring in the throne. It was going to allow them to bring in this person to help the third temple get built. Why is there such a significance? Why is there such a push right now for Israel in AIPAC, in America? He was always going to marry her. She was always going to convert to the faith. Always. America. Why? It is because, why is MAGA breaking up all of a sudden? Because MAGA was always a tool. A tool for the purpose. Donald Trump was always going to be the guy, whether he ran for a Democrat or if he ran under MAGA. He was always going to be the guy. And also with that, please know this, that if you in any way, shape, or form supported Trump to be elected as our next president back in the 2024 election, you were a part of the placement of the upcoming Antichrist. I've made several videos letting individuals know that Jared Kushner is not the Antichrist. However, I do believe he is of a Messiah, or he is an ushering in of the Antichrist. Let me know what you think. Please like, share, subscribe. If I come up missing, you know why.